All right. Hello and welcome everybody to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for everything combat sports, fresh off the heels of UFC 257, and more importantly, our own personal Little Nitro Challenge. I'm Mike.
I'm Tony.
And if Tony's a little bit under the weather, it seems a little bit distraught, ornery, even a little bit more than usual, it's because right before we came on air right now, Tony had to pay his dues. I won the picks for the January cards, right? All three cards in that 8 days, that crazy span, by one solitary pick. So Tony's punishment was to go ahead and eat that Little Nitro, the hottest gummy bear on earth. What is it? 9 million Scoville, making it 900 times hotter than a jalapeno pepper. We do have it all on tape. Don't worry. We will release that tape for everyone so you can really enjoy it like we did live in person. So you guys, you'll have that soon. How are you feeling?
Tony, how much did you enjoy it?
Ooh, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a good
9 million Scoville.
9 million Scovilles, yeah. I'd say the first 30 seconds of it was quite pleasurable. You know, I was reminiscent about the flavor of it. It was good. You know, it doesn't help that Mike brought it over in fucking sub 20-degree weather in his car, so it was a little hard to fucking chew. So I think I got, the worst end of it there, but now it seemed to settle down. There's some gurgling going on in the stomach.
Brought him some milk. I didn't leave him high and dry. I brought him some milk, so I'm not the total prick, you know. I gave you a little bit of love with it.
Yeah,
He lasted a minute 19. If it is one of the
no,
winner
it
at the
was
time.
90 seconds, was it not?
No, a minute 19.
Come
I had
on,
that
man.
clock right in front of you. Round it up. So
Felt like eternity.
be on the lookout every month. We may not be having a little nitro
in
challenge.
context, that's a minute and 19 from the point I swallowed
When you
it.
swallowed it,
I was
yeah.
chewing on it, and it about 2 minutes or more.
And then he
So-
started squeaking.
Involuntary, by the way.
I thought he was going to die.
Oh, yeah. It had some scary moments there. Things started to tighten up in places I've never felt it tighten up.
Going to use that fresh
Things
CPR
things were
AED.
puckering. Yeah.
Cleared out the sinuses, though. He's good to go.
One lousy pick.
Oh. And it was a really lousy one, too.
And you had a lot of picks on this UFC 257 that didn't go your way, right?
Yeah, both of us. We had the same picks. We picked the whole card exactly the same.
Yeah, go.
I could have changed some stuff, but my integrity wouldn't allow me to do it. So
You're just lucky that I didn't have the balls to fire
people,
the trigger
this is
on
what
the main event.
integrity gets you. Learn to lie a little bit.
Hey, man, lie gets you all the way to the White House, right?
Yeah. Gets you a lot of things.
But that being said, there was a UFC card that happened last night. In case you guys didn't notice, Conor McGregor was fighting, right?
Unless you've been under a rock.
Yeah.
You know.
The king was back,
King is back.
and his throne was tarnished.
Yeah. The king took some money from some people, and then some of the peasants got rich.
Yeah, I was one of the when he stole. They robbed from me last night.
Where's
Conor
that
going
bread
down.
you owe me, McGregor?
So going into the fight, obviously it was a rematch. One fun stat that I had going in here: Dustin Poirier has never lost a rematch in his career. He's undefeated after he's coming off a loss. So this deals with 3-0 now. Great performance by him. I mean, Conor did come out strong in the first round.
Looked like your typical first round from Conor. Like, this is going to go the same. Conor's going to get the finish, but Dustin ate every one of Conor's best shots.
Conor hit him flush a few times, too. And Conor, I think, won round 1, 10-9.
Oh, for sure.
I'd give him that 10-9. Press him against the cage. His signature shoulder to the face. A little bit of that little nitro coming up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Conor definitely won round 1. And he caught Dustin a few times. Even in round 2, he caught him as well, too.
He had Dustin shaky quite a few times.
But even though I picked Conor McGregor, I wanted to pick Dustin Poirier. I didn't have the balls to pull the fucking trigger. I did say, I was talking to Tony about this, if Dustin was going to win this fight, it was going to be pushed up against the cage. He's going to press him up, make it ugly, wear out Conor's arms. Because all of a sudden, Conor forgot about kicks.
Yeah.
Conor does not throw kicks anymore. His front kick, that one signature right up the gut, toe kick, that push kick, whatever you want to call it, Conor forgot about. He don't use that no more. And
there may be some moments here, fellas.
On the flip
Good
side,
ladies.
this is gonna be a fun show. On the flip side, Dustin ate up that front leg, and I think that's a product of Conor relying on his boxing too much. He was way boxing heavy.
I mean, I also think that Conor, I was in the camp where I gave Dustin 1 out of every 10 fights to win this fight. I think Conor wins it 9 out of 10 times.
I was with you on that.
And I think this could be a lot of stuff. It could be all the stuff happening in Conor's, outside life. It could be that Dustin takes those shots heavier. He's more durable at 155. It could be Conor underestimated Dustin. Like he's like, I'm probably going to be in his head. I got the finish, in the first round, the last go out.
Right.
Like, and that's was my point of view as well. So
I think it's a combination of all of that. One, just overall, Dustin is a completely different fighter than that last fight. He's way better. He's improved. He's been a champion. I know it's interim, but he's been a champion.
Took some beatings. He's dished
At
out some
155, Dustin is a different fighter than 145.
Yeah.
Conor is not that good at 155. If you look at his record at the lightweight division, what's he like 1 and his only win was beat Alvarez.
He's 1-2.
That's the only one he's ever won at 155. So he's not that good at that weight. And Conor just seems different. A lot of people are like praising his, his sportsmanship, and I think that was a detriment to him. That's a sign that he's not there no more. Like the savage Conor McGregor, the crazy, hungry monster that whipped himself into this frenzy to get these fights, he doesn't have that anymore.
Which begs the question, where does Conor go from here? I think that's the most interesting aspect of this whole situation. Like you saw, when we saw him on the canvas of that octagon, he was looking up like...
Well, I have two ideas.
Like
for
he was
Conor
fighting
McGregor.
back tears and stuff,
If Conor is indeed still wants to fight, I mean, he does not have to fight. He can never do it. He doesn't work a day of his life. It's all by choice. But let's say Conor says he still wants to fight, still wants to be in MMA. I said there's two options. One, he goes down back to featherweight where he dominated, and that's where he goes and fights Holloway again.
I thought you were going to say he goes to Bellator for a second.
No.
I'm like, damn, Mike.
No. He
salty, but
he cuts that weight and he goes back to where he dominated. He was dominated at featherweight.
Yeah.
No one could touch him there.
Can he get there? You saw Jack.
Maybe not. I don't know. That's one option. And the other one, there's a title he can fight for.
BMF.
170 pounds for that BMF title against Jorge Masvidal.
I don't think it looks so good for him though, but I mean, I'd love to see that fight.
But he's at the point where maybe he's not chasing world championships anymore. He's just fighting those big fights.
Yeah.
And so much we get caught in the title picture. Oh, this guy's not going to win a title. But he can still put on good fights, entertaining fights, get wins, and stuff that I want to see. There's still a lot of people I would like to see Conor fight. Even if he's not chasing that 155 or 145 title, there's a lot of people I like to see Conor fight.
For sure. It's interesting to see Conor get finished TKO KO. His kryptonite was the chokes, getting choked, the grappling, and now it's like, Dustin gets the KO, the TKO.
There was a, I guess we'll call me a MMA pundit back in about December who said that Dustin is kind of a better striker than Conor is, and I got laughed at a little bit for that. I think we got to give Dustin some credit for this too. It's so much focus on Conor McGregor. Dustin came out and beat his ass.
Yeah, I feel like there wasn't Conor striking looked like Conor striking. I think Dustin did a better job of figuring out that timing, and he was more durable.
Yeah, and then that could be
like
from the
Conor
weight cut.
did not take Dustin's best shots.
Right.
Dustin took Conor's best shots.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, no. Conor took Dustin's best shot. This took him to the ground.
Well, yeah, you know what I was getting at. Yeah,
for sure. And Dustin after the fight, like he seemed almost like he had 1 foot out. With his press conference, what he's saying, he's like, I don't even like doing this no more. I was in that cage. I didn't like it. The locker room didn't like it. He hated Fight Island, everybody. He hated being in Fight Island.
It's got to take its toll on American fighters. You know, dude, you're going over there. You're changing, 8, 9 time zones, 10
Well, he was
time
there
zones.
for 2 weeks.
Still, they say a day on average. Like I went back and forth, and it's hell. Like
he was there for 2 weeks, and he could not leave the hotel.
Yeah. And they're fighting at what time in the morning? 7, 8, 9 in the morning?
9 a.m.
Think about everybody else on the card starts at midnight.
Right.
There. Like, could you waking up at 4 to go fight, 3 to go fight?
It's strange. Yeah, it's a strange. I mean, that's why it
you've
pays
you've kind of seen that with some of these cards. Like, there's been a lot of these cards where dogs are barking.
Right.
Like, that's where I've tried to kind of look at it in some of my picks. Sometimes I'm like, who's traveling the furthest? Who's traveling the least? Like, who's done this? Who's been there? Like, and that kind of had me even favored more McGregor's way because he didn't have the same distance. But
to kind of play devil's advocate, there's been times where Conor's coming from Ireland to fucking Vegas and he's beating motherfuckers' ass.
True.
So
well, they always say going west is easier than going east. As well. So there's those kind of
a man like
hoopity hoopla science to it.
How about Max Holloway coming to Vegas all the time from Hawaii, which is a big trip. So I mean,
like some people it's fine, some people maybe not so much.
So it's something that's part of the game.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it was like I enjoyed seeing Poirier get the win. It was an interesting. It was lots of different feelings going on there with that.
But it's also a difference between like a superstar, which Conor has become, and a fighter.
Yeah,
like that cage is. I mean, Dustin's got his hot sauce, which maybe we should try the hot sauce challenge next time.
Yeah, can't be as bad as that.
Yeah, but Dustin's a fighter. That's what he's there for. He's never going to be the fucking the pop icon that Conor McGregor is.
Yeah.
Whereas again, Conor even pre-post was really calm, collected, and like, this is not fucking Conor McGregor. And I think he needs to get in that fucking maniac, not just to get in people's heads, to get him going for that fight, and he didn't have that.
What also makes you wonder, like I feel like Conor's had a lot of timing on his side, right place, right time. He comes into the sport at a good time to be in that sport, in that division. He enters that 145 division at a good prime time. You know, Poirier's just getting started. Holloway's getting started. They're all in their infancies of their career. You know, and then there's always been that argument of Conor was kind of fed what he needed to get fed because he started developing.
Every great fighter has
this
that
personality that was larger than life.
Right.
And like you're saying, it's kind of shadowed his actual, abilities in the ring.
And I could just speak just in regular life. Once you start having kids, and if you're actually an active father, that pulls you away from the gym a little bit more. That workout may be a little bit less intense. I might skip that one out. Then you factor in his clothing line, his whiskey business, and he's front and center in all these things. And you kind of almost like the Ronda Rousey effect. Like they're pulling you in so many directions.
And you think about it, the last time he's had to train for somebody he was not familiar with was what, Khabib?
Right.
Like he got Nate twice. Nate twice. He got Cerrone. Like he had to prepare for Cerrone, but it's not like Cerrone's.
That fight is basically right in his wheelhouse. That's almost like a batting practice pitch.
Yeah,
for him.
Cerrone should have retired 10 fights ago.
And he'll walk right into if Cerrone wanted to take him to the ground and grapple him, Cerrone might have beaten him, but he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah,
we saw what he did with RDA.
Yeah,
but
do we think McGregor Diaz 3?
I could see that.
What about McGregor Ferguson?
You could see that. I just think that. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. What I was thinking about in my head was actually, we'll talk more about in the next fight, but Hooker for Ferguson. Hooker Ferguson. I would go Poirier versus the winner of Gaethje and Oliveira. I'd have Chandler fight RDA, and then I'd have Conor fight Jorge Masvidal for the BMF title. And I mean, I think that's everybody wins there.
Conor gets another title.
And
if he wins.
My prediction of Khabib not fighting in 2021 might come true.
You think he's going to or not?
Not gonna.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
I think he's done forever.
I think he's done. Yeah.
I think he's done forever.
Well, let's move on to the next co-main event.
So again, we kind of touched on it a little bit just a second ago. Chandler making his UFC debut, the former Bellator champion, veteran of the game, versus Dan the Hangman Hooker, who we both were very high on going into this fight.
I thought Hooker would, use his height, his range to outpoint Chandler, but it's like Hooker was stuck in the mud the whole time, it felt like, other than just, circling around the octagon.
And I agree with all those points about keeping his length and holding him at distance. I don't think Hooker really knew much about Chandler.
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to do a feeling out process in this fight, and Chandler doesn't do feeling out process.
Yeah, he pushes the pace.
He just steps forward. If Hooker would have kept that, again, up the middle with either a kick or a knee or something like that to keep him at distance and wear him down a little bit, he probably would have won this fight. But he tried to play I'm trying to catch.
Every time I burp, man, a fucking nightmare. It comes back up. Caught in my throat.
That little nitro nightmare. But, so yeah, and then Chandler landed that big hand, put Dan down, and apparently Hooker took his gloves off and threw him in the middle of the cage. I didn't see any interviews. Did he say anything after that?
I haven't heard anything of this.
I haven't heard anything from him from that. I don't think that he's done. I don't think he has more in him. Chandler's a great fighter.
Yeah, it's just going to be a hard climb, right?
I mean, Hooker.
And he's got some young kids himself too. Right?
When Hooker, you're in that top 5, top 6. You're not fighting. You're gonna lose some fights. You're not fighting any chumps no more. There's no more easy fights. There's no more fights that you're in charge. So if you're gonna fight guys like Michael Chandler, who's not ranked, but again, former world champion, you're gonna lose some of them. It's gonna happen.
Maybe some of these fighters like Dan Hooker's fought how many times he's fought quite a bit, and it's a lot of travel for him from New Zealand, right? New Zealand's not allowing sports.
Well, I definitely picked Dan Hooker. But one thing that scared me from that pick was that Poirier fight. Yeah, he lasted, but he got dropped a couple times.
Yeah, he was getting roughed up.
And when a guy like Chandler hits you and you get dropped, you usually don't get back up. Chandler and Gaethje would be a good fight to watch. I just think Gaethje and it'd be better for Gaethje and Oliveira for that title shot to go ahead and fight kind of the eliminator match. But if I saw a Gaethje and Chandler fight, sign me up for that one. Yeah, that's gonna be some fireworks in that fight.
I mean, I'd like to watch Chandler fight anybody at this point. He looked great.
I like the RDA matchup, the grappling versus the striker, with Chandler having good striking advantage. And RDA's, I know I'm not a grappling fan, but RDA's not a boring grappler.
Yeah,
he's I'm gonna create some damage while I grapple you. Let's go look at these. Khabib, sorry, good. You had a great career, son.
Where are we at?
I'm right up there on the left.
Yeah, RDA 7. So
Yeah, I like RDA Chandler next. I don't think you should give Chandler a title shot yet.
I think if you make McGregor Ferguson, I think it would sell a lot though.
Oh, absolutely, and that's not a bad fight. I just think, I mean, Tony might be too, but I think Conor is
You
out
might
of that.
just go ahead and see
Connor's out of that title picture now.
Gaethje Poirier again rematch.
Poirier specifically said either a Conor rematch. He said he'd like to fight Diaz. He said Gaethje or even a Gaethje Oliveira. He said he doesn't want. He's not going to fight Chandler. He's like, I'll sell him and I'll sell hot sauce. That's what he said. I'm not fighting Chandler. And he's like, no hard feelings towards the guy, but he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You don't get one fight against a guy who I just beat
Yeah.
to fight me for the title, and that's not going to happen. I mean, because Dustin's basically the de facto champion right now. He's the lightweight champion, so he can kind of call the shots. So, yeah, Gaethje Oliveira was close to being signed anyway, wasn't it? Like, it's just not official.
Yeah.
Let that go down. I probably have to say Oliveira wins that fight.
Over Gaethje?
I think
he gets
so.
it to the ground, yeah.
And, Gaethje did not look too promising in his grappling against
that's what I'm saying.
Khabib.
If Oliveira gets him down,
And I think he's going to get him down. So I think we're going to end up seeing Oliveira and Poirier for the lightweight title. Probably sometime in the summer.
I'd probably have to favor Dustin in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I have not learned my lesson. I've bet against Dustin Poirier
This is the
almost
thing, man.
every single fight except for Khabib because I'm not going to. The only time I bet against Khabib was Gaethje and that bit me in the ass.
These guys are all athletes. They're on the professional level. They're on the big stage. It's like football. It's any given Saturday at this point.
I just can't get. Here's a little bit of advice. If I bet against Dustin Poirier, guys, put all your fucking money on that guy because he's gonna win. Anytime I bet against him, I'm like 1 in 10.
You win some, you lose some.
This goes all the way back to Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
Like I've just been losing Poirier.
As long as we
bets.
stay above 500, we keep this podcast going.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Overall, I'm doing all right, but specifically Dustin Poirier, I can't get him right.
Yeah.
Well, another kind of upset or went against your picks.
Oh no.
No, we got this
we both
one.
had JoJo.
Yeah, we both had JoJo.
We both
in
had
this one.
JoJo.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything nice to say about Jessica.
Yeah. I feel like Joanne Calderwood still put on a somewhat decent performance when Jessica I had nothing other in her toolbox and then just try to smother her.
Yeah, it was.
And she was still able to land nice strikes from the
sloppy.
clinch and work her angles and do what she could with what was given to her. But yeah, Jessica I made this a fight no one wanted to watch, and Calderwood did her best to try to make it somewhat entertaining.
That she owned the clinch, doubled her strikes up, put some damage.
And I just listened to her talk. So I
And
love her.
Jessica I like how long have you been fighting? She would get every time they broke from the clinch, get shot with that elbow right in the fucking grill every single time. Not prepared for it. Like you've been in that case, you fought for the titles, and you don't know like that strike is coming out of a break. Like you're not ready for something that's coming out of there. She's gonna be. It was. Again, I'm not a fan of Jessica I don't know how she ever worked her way up to fight Valentina. I don't know how that ever
Lack of
worked.
selection.
Right. It's I hope she never
Not a
fights
whole lot
again.
going on there. But yeah, we can go right on to the next fight.
Yeah, I mean JoJo was close to getting the title shot, so I don't know. Maybe she's after Andrade. I don't know.
Maybe.
This one was this is a pretty fun fight.
It was a decent fight. Yeah, had some slow moments, but it was decent back and forth until the third when
Yeah, it's not going to go on any all-time great.
I would say it was
race.
19-19, 1-1
Yeah.
going in the third.
Yeah, for sure. Sanchez, great wrestler, but he actually looks pretty good stand-up. Former Ultimate Fighter winner.
Yeah. Light
Muradov, fun fact, the only UFC fighter signed to the money team.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how. I wish I was there.
Mayweather?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, how they met each other. He's like from Uzbekistan or one of those
Kazakhstan,
one of those Ekistans, those Russian countries. I don't know how they came across each other, but Muradov is on the money team. A great striker. He has great hands too. It makes sense. He's on the money team, right?
Yeah.
But I wish I could have been there, that fly on the wall when Floyd met him and did the whole negotiation for that one. How they come across each other.
Yeah. That's the story of this whole fight.
Yeah, but yeah, Muradov got it done.
But he did. But
This
Sanchez is
he's
definitely
starting to build a profile though. He's a guy as the fight progresses, he gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
His last two fights, the first round looks pretty even, which Sanchez might have won that first round. He starts piling on in round number 2, and he finishes in round 3. He's done like 3 times now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of his signature.
Sanchez is definitely going to be a candidate for the best stinky leg of 2000.
Dirty Sanchez.
Doing the dirty stank.
Well, this was actually the fight I think you guys called wrong. I meant to.
Yes, and we didn't have a chance to watch it either.
Right. So from what? Again, this was the whole.
Thanks, Uncle Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Dana, with illegal streamers knocking out people trying to buy it.
Yeah.
I was high on Hebas. I mean, I think UFC was too. They wanted her to win this fight for sure. I think she won. Well, from what I hear, she won round 1.
Yeah, on paper, this is a fight for her style to potentially win, and she implemented her game that first round. She had Rodriguez on her back, working from the closed guard, got the takedown. But then that second round, apparently, she stood a little bit too long in front of Rodriguez.
I think she lost respect, and anytime you do that in a fight, that's how you get caught like that. One of the most promising things I want to see, a lot of times, and especially women's MMA, you don't see that one-hit power that make people pay for something, mistakes like that. So usually that's the better fighter overcomes over time. It's good to see that. Like, you fucked up. I caught you with that one shot and I put you down. I want to see that a little bit more in women's MMA because you don't really see it outside of the Bullet or Nunes or stuff like that. So it's cool to see that. It's going to happen to women.
Yeah, and I still think you can make the fight Hebas and Waterson. Why not still make that fight?
That division is going to be a lot of back and forth, up and down. It's a really good division. That makes Shevchenko's reign a little bit more impressive. The fact that she has held on for so long. It's probably the best overall women's division from top to bottom. I know the top of the strawweight is really, really good. Those top 3 to 4, but this 1 through 10. I mean, Hebas at 10 is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, but Rodriguez getting pretty much 2 finishes in 1 round.
Yeah,
controversial.
Referee controversy. When I saw that, what it looked like to me was Herb went in to see if Rodriguez or if Amanda was out and he was hovering, and then Rodriguez stood up and bumped into him, and I think that was the moment.
He was bumping her off,
right? And that was but he never, watching the replay, it didn't look like he ever put his hands on anybody to say anything, or and certainly didn't say, hey, stop the fight, whatever. I think it was just she was a little. And
Hebas messed me up in some DK lineups, some parlays. God.
I didn't really have much of her in betting or in DK, which kind of worked out. I had Rodriguez.
Yeah.
It set me up nice, Conor. But so I didn't really get to see this fight, so I really can't say much on it. I think Hebas still has a bright future. She's young. She's up and coming. She can work her way through a loss. Sometimes when you're that young, getting lost is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we see what happened. A prime example is Gaethje coming to the UFC, gets 2 quick losses, and kind of refines his game and works his way up to that title.
People that turn it around after a loss and go on a tear.
Yeah, she's young enough to do it. She's young enough to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's move on to the undercard.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
This is a good fight.
I
enjoyed
fight.
this fight. Yeah.
Sarukian's relentless.
He's big.
This is Well, he missed weight.
He's a big boy for 155.
This is the fight between guys whose dance partner canceled on last minute.
Yeah.
Frivola was supposed to meet up with Ataman Azatar.
Yeah, who was smuggling people in.
Human trafficking.
Fight Island.
That was apparently scaled the outside.
Yeah,
of the
cutting
hotel.
wrists.
Taking off his wristbands, cutting his wristbands.
He basically did what we used to do, sneak into bars.
Cut their wristbands off and handed them off to individuals who were outside of the safe zone, who were then snuck past security members. The whole ordeal was caught on camera. Yeah, and what Dana was saying is they went to a room and then scaled down 3 or 4 stories, handed a bag to as Azatar.
Yeah.
And then everybody got kicked out.
They did
Dana,
parkour and everything.
Yeah, Dana doesn't know what was in the bag. What could have been in the bag?
That's the
steroids.
You never ask what's in the bag or the box.
I guess.
I mean, do that.
Honestly, though, I'm not the biggest steroid expert. Steroids wouldn't fucking help you. You just take one shot before you go fight. It's not gonna fucking do anything for it. Maybe it could be some other kind of PED. I have no fucking
something
clue.
with hydration.
Or I don't know about. For sure, I'm not the fucking PED expert. But who knows? This is a strange story.
Yeah.
This guy's up and coming, undefeated, has kind of the MMA world in the palm of his hands, and he just kind of dumps it out for some human trafficking.
Hopefully it was. Yeah.
I get that. So that was that.
Yeah. So
that was who Frivola was supposed to fight, and Sarukian's partner just didn't show up.
So it was Hasparat didn't supposedly he missed weight, and then something about Hasparat didn't show up to even weigh in.
Yeah, didn't come to Fight Island.
Yeah.
So strange story for both.
Yeah, they were trying to get in
both.
contact with his team, see what was going on with that,
but they found dance partners, and it was a fun fight.
Yeah,
Frivola's a tough bastard.
Short notice, he was game. He hung in there. He made it a fight. He made it entertaining.
Looks like the love child of Josh Barnett and what's his name? Paul Felder.
Yeah, the steamroller.
Yeah. Sarukian's great grappler, kind of coming from that part of the world, like a fucking relentless bear, just grabbing. If you block the one takedown, come the other. But yeah, this was something to look at 155, that division working its way up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, let's get to this next one.
This is a fun one too. It wasn't, again, nothing fantastic, nothing that's gonna. Oh, did you see this happening? One thing I do remember is how great Tavares' takedown defense is, because Carlos Jr. is a big motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I joked he kind of looked like that caveman guy that's always a character actor. I have no idea what his name is, but he's like in We're the Millers. He was in Year One. He's he's in like commercials all the time. He's fucking big motherfucker for that weight class, and Tavares did not let him take him down at all, because we all know what happened if it would happen. Carlos Jr., world class with jiu-jitsu.
Submission game.
Yeah. Insane. So if that went to the floor, it gets bad for Tavares, and he just wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, he only got one takedown in the whole fight.
Out of 12.
Tavares looked
12 attempts.
Tavares looked good, looked sharp.
Out of 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I remember mostly about it. He was sharper in the striking for sure. We knew that was going to be the case, though.
Yeah.
But to Carlos Jr.'s defense, he's not bad in the stand-up. A lot of those jiu-jitsu guys, they come in, they look lost up there. I wouldn't say he's lost. He just couldn't get him down. Tavares had a good game plan and stopped Carlos Jr., and he won the fight.
Yep.
All right, what do we got next?
Juliana Pena, Sarah McMahon.
This
kind of went how like we could see that going.
Sarah McMahon's career in one fight.
Yeah. Starts off strong, great
Jacked
control. Jacked, huge.
To the fucking gills.
Wrestles down Pena, controls her pretty much first round. Controls her in the second, but gets beat up a little bit from the bottom.
Maybe we see McMahon Conor.
she might smoke
McGregor
him.
McMahon. She's this big fucking chick.
How about just an arm wrestling match?
She got fucking traps for days. She got traps like Goldberg.
Yeah. But then again, it just seems like there's maybe some cardio issues, some heart issues. She gets in bad spots and.
Well, I get. Well, yeah. Again, agree 100%. Like she has to do with that muscle. She has tons of fucking muscle on her body, and I wouldn't say but that's gonna take oxygen. It's gonna take you. Those muscle fucks don't wrestle or fight that well. Yeah. She dominated pretty much two rounds. Yeah, I was in control for the whole fight, and then she got gassed out. And whenever she gets put into a sub position,
I think they're saying like every choke she's been put into, and
not only that. I mean, I remember way back when she fought Ronda Rousey. The minute you put her in a submission, she tapped. She tapped. So, and she's talking about she was chomping at the bit to fight. I mean, she did look good. I can't say that. She actually looked better in the stand-up, too. She looked better than she has in that stand-up fighting. Yeah. But at 40, I don't know where that future is.
I don't think it's.
I think that might have been
not
the
looking
last
bright
one
for her.
Pena, though, are the top 10 now, working her way up.
Yeah, and she calls out Nunes, and Nunes hits her back.
Yeah.
Well, and I think she's training out of Chicago. So
so
Juliana, come on
by?
Vixen, come on the In the Guard podcast.
Let's talk. Let's chat.
Let's chat about how working your way up there from Spokane, Washington,
Maybe
Chicago.
Maybe you
could
work on try the little nitro challenge.
There you go. Yeah, you can be nitro challenge.
Maybe
with
you have
Tony.
better luck than I did. All right, moving on. Khalil Roundtree Jr.
The first robbery of 2021.
Oof. Yeah, I mean,
I had a 30-27 Roundtree.
I had a 29-28 Roundtree.
But if you look at them strikes,
Yeah, I thought Roundtree did enough in the first.
The second round, he almost finished him.
Yeah, in the second round, he had him hurt. I mean, there's no question Pacquiao won the third round, for sure.
That's the problem with not finishing a fight, though. The minute you let a judge make that decision. Again, I had Roundtree 30-27. I can see 29-28. He came the closest to ending that fight. Yeah. There was never a point where he was in danger from a Pacquiao or chance to knock out. Yeah, Pacquiao had some strikes. But again, Roundtree was landing bombs when he landed. He had a weird demeanor going in there. I know he always kind of does, but he seems
kind of like you don't really want it.
I don't want to be there.
Yeah, I don't want to be there. I don't really want it.
I mean, he's got his best performance ever. I always go back was the Eric Anders fight. He was sharp, light on his feet.
He tore his legs up.
Man, that Muay Thai was on.
We didn't see any of that last night.
Nothing. He was, but just not even just like his striking was still sharp. Don't get me wrong. He looked good that back, but it's that bounce, that vibrance. He didn't have that.
Yeah, he just a step behind. Didn't want to be there. Didn't let his hands go.
And fighting is one of those things, man. If you're not 110% in, it's time to start thinking about.
I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and talk about it, right? But it's just like, man.
No, it's just for like his own good. Like, dude, if you're not, that's cool. You're not in it no more. Like, it's dangerous. You're going in here. I mean, that being said, he did, in my opinion, win the fight. So maybe I'm just talking on my ass.
Deeper in that psychology standpoint, like how much of his identity is wrapped up in this shit, right?
He's not that type of guy, though. He really is not. He was actually talking about retiring not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with Roundtree. He had flirted about going to heavyweight. He's a big dude. He's definitely a big boy.
Yeah, he'd be small against some of those other heavyweights.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was talking about a car fight with Greg Hardy though. It'd be a fun one.
Greg Hardy's gas tank might have a chance.
I hear we eat up his fucking legs.
This is a fun fight, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Early prelims.
Yeah, Nick Lentz gave Mobstar here a run for his money for a bit.
A guillotine.
Lots of guillotine attempts.
For 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mobstar is just a guy who's not going to do anything that really impresses you, but he's going to beat you.
But he's go.
He's
Non-stop that whole fight was just same intensity.
Good submission defense.
Yeah.
Because he was pretty deep in that guillotine. He got out of it like 2-3 times.
Like 7, 8.
Well, that one full round.
Yeah, you're talking about the deep one.
Yeah. Like he
looks like he got a big neck too.
Yeah,
he got a lot of neck to grab.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not the most powerful strikes, but he's sharp with them. And again, he's forward.
Relentless, yeah. But Nick Lentz, good on him for making it a fun, decent
he's
fight.
a vet.
You know?
You kind of knew it was gonna be a struggle for Mozart. Probably the best guy he's fought.
Yeah.
If you remember back when Mozart was supposed to fight against Landwehr, I was big on Landwehr.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone sees why. I think Landwehr's got a shot for that fight. Because Mozart's not going to end it. When you're not going to end a fight, you have a chance guy to beat you. But, again, solid performance by him. Lentz almost had that guillotine, though.
Almost.
And then we had the opener, the fight we were supposed to get weeks ago. Amir Albazi.
This was a competitive first round.
Yeah.
And then after that, all Albazi.
Yeah, I mean, Zalgas is just pure striking. Pure 100% striking. Albazi, wrestler / submission artist by trade. He wanted to stand up in this fight, though. I think he had some new tools. He'd been working on the stand up, and he wanted to show it off against a guy who's technically a better striker.
When he did get to show off his grappling, it was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. 2 out of 3 for takedowns. I had Albazi picked. I was just one of my. The night started off really good for me, and then once that robbery by Khalil Roundtree, it was downhill from there.
Yeah, we started 2-0, and then it was just
Albazi's got a bright future. Kind of reminds me of Ilya Topuria, the same type of style.
A little bit.
Very, very good with the wrestling grappling. But again, he also showed today he could stand and bang. He could stand and bang with a guy who's got power. Now, Zalgas doesn't really put the combinations together too much. He looks for that one punch a lot, but he
got kind of an awkward style.
But he fucking hit.
Yeah, I'd say all in all, it was a fair card. I think the last 2 fights really saved it for the most part.
Of the 3, the first one was the best card.
Yeah.
Yeah. By far.
Yes,
Wednesday happened. We're not going to cover it, guys. It happened.
Yeah.
We watched it.
Yeah.
There's really not much to write home about from that card.
Yeah.
But
all right, well then let's
look to the future.
I think we touched on this a little bit last week, but February 6th, UFC Fight Night.
That right before the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. Wait,
isn't that after the Super
first
Bowl?
week of February.
Super Bowl's on a Monday, isn't it?
Super Bowl Sunday.
So Super Bowl Sunday would be.
So probably a day.
Yeah.
Day before.
UFC likes it. They do satellite events like that a lot with the Super Bowl and shit like that.
Overeem Volkov, but it looks like the card doesn't really have anybody else listed, so it's just.
You could probably pull up Tapology, maybe.
Maybe.
I think it's somewhere.
This one's gonna be a fun fucking fight, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight.
2 stand-up guys that want to sit there and
it's
throw
hard
kicks.
for me to choose, but I think I'm still gonna go with Volkov here.
Oh, there we go. I'm going with Reem.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, I think.
I'm telling you, Reem gets another title shot before he retires.
Possible. I could see, like, if Overeem uses some grappling in this fight, then...
There it is.
Did I pass it?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, one before it.
One before it.
There you go.
There it is.
They're in Vegas, so smaller cage. That's a big key.
Corey Sandhagen's on this card against Edgar.
So
if you click UFC Vegas 18, Jody, it'll bring...
it'll bring up
the whole card. You can scroll down.
So big during this. I don't know how long this.
There we go.
Bubble era is going to be going on. Right? Who knows what 2021?
But
when it is going on, when they're in Vegas, take note that it's going to be a smaller octagon.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who is a passive fighter, I don't want to say runaway, but a more counter striker, a more quicker. I'm going to evade you, fight at distance. They're going to be at a disadvantage in these fights.
There tends to be more finishes in the small cage in
the
Vegas.
more aggressive fighter, the bigger. I'm going to shoot the takedown. I'm going to go try to knock you out. They're at a big advantage when they fight in Vegas.
Yeah. Man, that's a banger right there.
Diego and Dariush. Yes, that's a fun one. That lightweight,
good one.
That lightweight division does not put out boring fights.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Dariush. Oh, my boy Clay Guida. It's
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
That should be pretty good.
That's going to be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Clay Guida, again, another guy who does not 35 and 20. 55 fights. And a lot of those were in UFC.
Yeah, that's going to be a fast-paced fight.
Oh, yeah. Clay Guida does not have a break in his system.
I'm fighting a guy who's 19 and 6, basically.
But Michael
500.
Johnson he beat Poirier.
Michael Johnson rocked Khabib.
He rocked Khabib.
He's probably between him
Some
and
good
Poirier.
stand-up.
Hey, Michael Johnson beat Justin Gaethje too.
Yeah.
So Michael Johnson's not. He was an alternate
No,
fighter.
Gaethje beat Johnson, I think.
I think Johnson.
Gaethje beat Johnson.
Who's two Gaethje's lost? He lost to Poirier. And I think,
Poirier and Alvarez.
Oh, Alvarez. I got it.
Yeah,
That's
Gaethje
right.
beat Michael Johnson.
Was it by decision?
He finished Michael Johnson up against the cage.
Let's see.
He's got 3 losses in a row.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna have. Justin Gaethje.
Oh, he did
lost-
lose. You're right.
lost to Khabib.
I had him mixed up with Alvarez.
But he
did
beat Poirier.
and Nate Diaz. Or no, I'm
He
sorry,
lost
he
to Nate
lost.
Diaz.
He lost to. He beat
He
Edson.
beat Edson Barboza, Melvin
Melvin
Gillard,
Gillard,
Gleison
yeah,
Tebow,
Joe Lozon.
Lozon.
Yeah.
He's
He-
beat some good guys. Tony
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
He beat. He was the last person to beat Tony Ferguson before
Yeah.
Gaethje did it. So he's
Maybe I'm talking on my ass. He's got a serious record here.
when you fight at
He's
one,
also got a lot of losses.
yeah, when you fight
But
at
he's fought the best of the
155
best,
though,
you
you're
know?
fighting dogs.
Yeah.
And Clay's up there in age. Michael Johnson's not as old as Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are the fights that kind of stick out here.
Yeah, for sure.
the Frankie Edgar fight. That should be a good one.
Yeah, I think that's Sandhagen written all over it.
No, for sure.
All right. Well, then let's
Nico
move
Montano.
on to the next.
Stipe.
Yes, finally.
Usman.
Real or not real?
Oh wait, I think I missed one here. We might be stepping ahead. Is it?
That's 258. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Usman Burns on February 13th, the next week.
So
Again, only seeing
Macy
two.
Barber.
that's gonna be another good fight too.
Let's talk about the main events.
Right.
Leave the rest of the stuff to.
Is this from the
surprise.
double main?
I can't remember. Maybe. But man. Well, how does this fight play out? You think Usman wants to take Gilbert Burns down to the ground?
I think no matter where this fight goes, Gilbert Burns is better.
Yeah, I could see Gilbert Burns winning this
Usman's
fight.
best way of winning the fight is
And he is.
grappling in it and keeping him
Yeah.
pressed down and making it an ugly, boring fight that nobody wants to watch.
And Burns seems like he is hungry, like he wants it.
But let's say Usman does succeed and takes him down. Do you want to go to the ground with Gilbert Burns?
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how he controls.
You know they've been there together too.
Yeah.
These were trained like Gilbert Burns has trained Usman.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a benefit of having trained with Usman.
Like he coached him too. Like he got him his grappling going.
Yeah.
Because he's the top team jiu-jitsu coach down there. So they know each other very well. This was supposed to be the
Yeah.
first fight out of the main event.
I mean, that was in the rumor mill, right, of why Usman kept delaying this stuff too. Like he needed more time to train. They were saying.
Well, my whole thing is like on the feet, he's not better than him. No way near that. And if he does do what he wants to do and takes them down, he's got to go to the floor with one of the best jiu-jitsu people in the world. Where do you go if you're Usman?
Yeah. I could see this though being sneaky, where there could be a possible chance we're underestimating Usman on the feet. Like he had some good moments in that Covington fight.
I just don't think he goes
And his
to
boring
that.
grappling control, like that's what we kind of look at, and we.
I think what Usman's going to try to do is press it up against the fence and drain out the clock.
Yeah, wear him out in the first few
And
rounds.
that's what he's going to try to do. I don't think he's going to try to fight up on his feet.
This is one of those this is another thing here. My heart says Burns, but my mind kind of wants to take Usman in a boring fight.
See, I just don't see where Usman is better than him. In what aspect of MMA is Usman
Pressing
better?
him against the cage, stomping on those toes.
You got to, but you got to get him there.
Yeah.
You got to get him there, and again, you start getting into the grappling.
It's a
match.
5-round fight. Have we seen Burns in a 5-round?
Yeah, he
Woodley
fucking destroyed Woodley for 5
yeah,
rounds.
Woodley, yeah.
Look,
But, Woodley wasn't grappling him either, though.
no, because Woodley was in the bottom.
Yeah.
Woodley was putting Woodley
I don't
down.
know.
They both dominated Woodley. They both
Yeah.
that common denominator. They both dominated Woodley for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Usman's gonna have a size advantage.
I'm excited for it, though. That's
Oh, for sure.
It's hard for me. I can't decide right now. who
Oh,
wanna
I
go
am deciding right now. Gilbert Burns
Going
wins
for
this fight.
Gilbert Burns.
I just don't think there's anywhere in a cage that
Yeah.
Usman is better than Burns. There's no aspect of MMA that he's better than him.
Well, I got until next week to make a decision, right?
Especially since
2 weeks to make a decision.
Especially since Gilbert does not have to cut weight really no more.
Yeah.
He just goes in there. He fights as normal weight for the most part. Co-main.
Yeah, you want to talk about Uriah Hall, Chris Weidman?
Not really.
Yeah. This is this is basically whoever loses last fight in UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever loses. Dana White's been looking for a reason.
I think Uriah Hall is going to win this fight.
I do too.
Somehow I think he's gonna
Weidman's
win.
button's been pushed too many times.
Yeah, I think he's going to catch him.
You got your girl Macy's fighting.
Macy Barber.
Yeah. Macy Barber.
There's some good-looking chicks fighting on this card.
Yeah.
Poliana Viana.
There you go.
Gastelum's fighting.
Oh, coconut bombs.
Should we bet on him again?
Hey, recently bias. You can't let it hurt you, man.
Jillian Robertson, Miranda Maverick.
I'm going Miranda all
We got
day
Rodolfo
right there.
Vieira.
It's gonna be it's a solid card.
Decent card.
All right.
I like
well,
Macy
then
for sure.
let's move on to UFC 259.
All right.
This is what I can't wait for.
Adesanya all day.
Is he? Yeah. Again,
I might have to go back to Tapology here.
It's going to be short-lived for
the only thing that I never even. I think he has some sub wins. I've never seen the Blachowicz go to the floor though.
Yeah.
Oh, we
He's
can
got
talk
his
about
purple
that
from
too.
Gaval.
Yeah. So I think this fight stays in the feet is what I'm saying. I don't think either one wants to go grapple.
No, I think Izzy's going to knock him out.
But it's not like Blachowicz is going to be a guy that's going to try to neutralize him by taking him down either.
Yeah.
And I think anybody in the world who stands at Israel Adesanya is going to sleep.
Yeah. Some good fights on this card, too.
Oh, yeah.
Amanda
This is the one that
Nunes.
dealt with the co-main. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Amanda Nunes. Gimme.
The last ever women's bantamweight fight. Featherweight fight, sorry.
Thiago Santos. Rakic.
Dominic Cruz, your boy.
Dominic Cruz. Casey Kinney. Peter Yan. Aljamain Sterling.
Wait, it's all on the same card? Why are they down there?
They'd bump it up. Probably just
3 title fights, huh?
Joseph Benavidez is back against
That one. Let's still talk about that one for a little bit, though.
Which one?
Aljamain and Peter Yan.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Piotr.
That's gonna be good. You know?
I don't have a lot of love for Piotr Yan.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with TJ when he's talking about he's a paper champion. Who have you beaten to get that title?
Yeah.
I love me some Aljamain Sterling.
I think if Aljamain is decent dog money for sure, I'm gonna sprinkle it in.
Yeah, I like Aljamain possibly by submission.
Yeah, I could see it.
Benavidez still fights, huh?
He's fighting Askarov. It's gonna be a tough fight for him.
Askarov's going to end his career.
Yeah, Askarov's
Islam Makhachev, that's the next big star right there, everybody.
Who's he fighting? Where's he at?
He's up here. Joe Dober.
That's gonna be a decent fight.
Sean Brady
and Jake Matthews.
That's a
That'll
great
be a
fight,
good
too.
fight. Similar
Tim
styles.
Elliott, Jordan Espinosa, solid.
Yeah.
Kai Kara. Is this at Fight Island?
I don't know.
You got all the city kickboxers fighting.
Does it say?
They haven't decided.
Octagon.
I think it's going to be Fight Island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of international people right here.
Yeah.
Randy Costa, the head kick. Head kick knockout, Randy Costa.
Randy Costa.
All right, so we got that. Blades fight, February 20th. Might happen.
God, I want the Black Beast to win, but
Oh, I want the Black Beast to
I
win.
just don't see it happening.
I don't see it. I just see this being a fight where Blades just takes him down at will
lays on him for a bit.
and just grinds him out. Maybe ends up getting us chokes him out with an arm triangle.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's kind of where I see this going.
This is
UFC Vegas 19.
Yeah.
Arlovsky and
Oleinik
Aspinall.
Gadalkis, a good one.
Arlovsky.
Ketlin Vieira. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, Dawkins and Lennox, a good test for him. Aspinall's going to knock out Arlovsky.
Yeah.
Dana Dobson, one of the biggest dogs she cast last year. Derek
Minner,
your boy.
back snatching necks.
Sergey Spivak, that got pushed back. That was supposed to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's my boy Landwehr. That's another guy you want to watch fight. He's not going to win every fight, but he's
Oh,
fun
and
to
they've
watch.
rebooked the
Haas
Imavov and Haas fight.
There we go. This going to be another good fight, man.
Yeah. Huh.
For us, Hobby's brothers fighting. Dude, that got reason.
That's right. Is that his brother? Yeah.
This is another rebook because he had COVID. That's why they got canceled. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good card too.
Yeah, it's a decent one.
All right, and then
The big news.
That's that. Stipe Francis UFC 260, which is what date is that?
Ooh, I just touched my eye.
Still a bit after effects for the little nitro. You're fine though. See, I told you it was painful, but you're fine now.
The worst bits was my stomach.
Just gotta stay hard, man.
Hamzat.
There we go.
There we go. 260.
Let's go, Stipe. Retire the champion, forfeit it, and we're gonna get.
Oh, we also get the featherweights going the same card, huh?
Yeah, Brian Ortega. That's
Crute Walker's a fun one. Tyron still. Vicente's gonna kick Tyron's fucking head off.
They made that fight.
Vincente Luque is gonna. Tyron Woodley is done.
Oh man.
It says unconfirmed rumor.
Yeah, that fucking. If that happens, Vincente
That's
Luque
an
is
interesting fight.
kick
to
its
make.
fucking head off.
I don't know about that.
You think Woodley's?
No, I don't know if this fight's gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two top 10 welterweights.
Yeah, but
You know.
Luque is like, what's gonna motivate Woodley? Like, I mean,
Woodley's got 2 losses he's coming off of. He
yeah,
needs to
but
work his
I
way
don't
back
really
up.
think he's in it anymore. To be honest with you,
Why isn't he retired then? If you're not in it, why am he retired?
I don't know.
Why do you want to deal with USADA calling you at 2 a.m. at any time? Who was just on? I forget who was just on Rogan talking about the USADA process. Oh, Jordan Burroughs. He was saying that they have to say where they're going to be for the 2 weeks in a row, and they're going to call you and tell you, okay, within this hour you have to be home because we're going to come by your house and do it, or tell me where you're at. Like, he's been at the grocery store, and USADA's come to him to the grocery store to take a sample inside of a grocery store or a restaurant. No, Panera down by his house because it's like some shit was going on. So it's a fucking daunting process being at USADA pool. That's what Yair got in trouble with because he wasn't able to be found.
Yeah.
But you got to basically tell everybody where you're going to be at any time because they can test you at any time they want. So that being said, if you don't want to fight no more, why would you just get the fuck out of that?
Yeah, true.
I mean, they got Conor on his yacht. They found Conor on his yacht.
Damn.
So yeah, that. I'd be out of there as soon as possible. Cormier was like, yeah, I'm done.
Well, guys, I think that's everything we had pulled up today for discussion and breakdown.
Yeah. We'll get more into it as they get closer too.
Yeah.
We got a fun couple months coming up though.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. You know, obviously 2020 was awesome with the card after card after card, but having that burst, kick back, relax, burst, kick back, relax.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's like you don't want to wear out the commodity, right? Like you kind of want to, have some breaks from it so you can miss it, and it comes back.
I don't want to sound old, but I remember those days when just the UFC once a month and that was it.
Yeah,
you had that card once a month. So
yeah. I mean, it becomes hard to become, a casual at this point because there's so much going on.
Right.
It's hard to.
It can get watered down too. It's like.
For sure.
Oh, you get a card like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Where
you're just putting cards together for the sake of putting cards together.
On the main card, you got Ike Villanueva versus what that fucking guy's name?
It's like, and then when you're over here in the U.S., how many of these cards could you merge together? Because there's going to be a bunch of fights that get taken out by COVID.
Right.
That you can end up with one card.
Right.
That's gonna be interesting how that affects. We haven't had any loss to COVID yet in 21, right?
Well, we haven't had any cards in Vegas.
Yeah,
This is all Fight Island.
yeah.
This is all
Also,
Fight
the
Island.
next UFC Overeem will be Vegas.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people have already fought, so either they've gotten COVID already.
Still under the rug.
So, well, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the Lil Nitro Challenge.
Yeah, watch
Tony's
that.
Lil Nitro Challenge.
Hopefully, it wasn't in vain.
We'll love to hear your recommendations on.
Let us know what we should do for February.
Right.
Yeah, and think of it in terms of what Mike's gonna have to go through.
Oh,
payback, motherfucker.
you're still doing your brain picking the pick, so I'm not worried about it.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Oh, we also review us on iTunes. We need iTunes reviews, so please do that. We would appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
All right.